Alright, so Ethereum is getting a new upgrade soon, and this is so exciting because people have been waiting for this one for so many years, and it's finally here. And in today's video, I want to talk about exactly what these new changes will be, how to prepare for them, what's going to happen to Ethereum's price after it happens, and then I want to clear up some misconceptions about what it will not do to Ethereum because there's been some confusion. But as far as the price goes, it's been pretty crazy because in the last month, for comparison, Bitcoin was up 4.7%. in comparison to Ethereum's 17.5%, which is pretty amazing. And the reason why this is because people are so excited for this new upgrade, they've been buying in. Now, this upgrade is officially called the merge, and the easiest way to describe exactly what this is it's the migration from proof of work to proof of stake that's supposed to make Ethereum a lot more energy efficient. This is gonna get pretty nerdy, pretty complicated. I will probably put you to sleep throughout this video, but I promise you'll learn something new. I'm excited, let's get right into it. Hi, my name is Andrei Jikh, hope you're doing well, come for the finance, and stay for the crypto, still not a crypto channel. So, fun fact, a recent survey from Starkware of 2,000 Americans shows that roughly 53% believe that crypto is gonna be the future of finance. And that number goes up to 68% for people between the ages of 35 and 44 years old, which is pretty exciting. Also, I wanna give credits to ethmerge.com for providing a lot of the resources and information from this video, but the whole point of this upgrade is to make Ethereum more efficient, more sustainable, and to get its power level over 9,000. I remember reading about this upgrade sometime in 2015 that it was coming in 2016. This was right around the time that I wanted to get into mining Ethereum. And I remember reading that mining was gonna become obsolete. And I wish I hadn't listened to them because I probably would have made a lot more money, but it looks like finally now this upgrade is coming this year. The merge between the Ethereum main net that's based on proof of work alongside the Beacon chain. The Beacon chain is another parallel network that's running alongside Ethereum's main net, but it's using the proof of stake consensus model. So picture two different Ethereums that are playing by two different rules that are about to merge together Vegito style. Looks like the date will be June of this year. It might be July, but most likely June for the first part of the merge. And when it happens, here's how you upgrade. You don't do anything. You don't have to move your coins anywhere. You don't have to download anything special. If you're someone who just holds Ethereum, you don't have to do anything. This upgrade happens automatically. And when it does, all of these things will happen behind the scenes, but it will still affect the price and therefore the value of our investments. So it's important to understand exactly what's going to happen because the big upgrade will be a change to the consensus model from proof of work to proof of stake. And here's exactly what that means. There's many different consensus models, but the two you've heard of are proof of stake and proof of work. And all they are at the end of the day is just a way for crypto to validate transactions in a way that's safe and decentralized in a way that everyone can agree on. Now, to get a little bit nerdier, they use something called the economic SYBIL resistance, which is the assumption that the money you make from the system is directly proportional to the money you invest in the system. And the thinking is that the more powerful someone becomes from mining these resources, the less likely they are to attack the network, fake a transaction, or double spend because they'd only be harming their own resources. So these consensus models try to balance power and make sure that no one has the majority hash power, and as long as they're invested in the system, they wouldn't want to attack it because they're actually making money from it. And all they are, again, is just to make sure that crypto can validate transactions in a safe, decentralized way. And all cryptos use some kind of a consensus model. Ethereum's consensus, for example, right now is still like Bitcoin's based on proof of work, which is very criticized for being wasteful energy. It's inefficient. It requires very expensive mining equipment, which is always power hungry for electricity and eventually becomes obsolete. So instead, Ethereum will upgrade to proof of stake. And this is where the more stakes you own and the juicier and sweeter they are, the more powerful you become. And the reason they chose stakes is because they need to consume the souls of vegans to power the network. I'm just kidding. I just want to make sure you're not falling asleep. Proof of stake is the more money you have invested in the system, the more votes you have. So instead of using miners to validate transactions, we are using validators, which are people with staked Ethereum. And if you're somebody who wants to become a part of this ecosystem and make money from it in this new Ethereum upgrade, Here's exactly how you can do it. Anyone can become a validator as long as they stake 32 Ethereum, which as of right now is worth roughly $110,000, which is a lot of money, but also remember this is not money you have to spend permanently or get rid of. It's just money you are locking up for a brief period of time until you want it back again, and then you're no longer a validator. And the reason they chose 32, by the way, is because they said it was high enough to discourage people from being dishonest, but it was low enough to encourage a lot of people to participate. And for participating and locking up your ETH, you get rewarded an annual interest rate, the APR, which as of right now is roughly 4.7%, but most likely that number is going to go down as more and more people join the network and stake their coins. Now, these rewards get paid out every 6.5 minutes, which is a period of time known as an epoch, which is epic because I never knew that's how you pronounced epic, but now I know. Fun fact. Also, when 2/3 of validators agree on the transactions that are publicly displayed and they can compare them against each other, that's when the transactions inside the block get approved. What's cool about proof of stake is that you need to own something like 66% of the entire circulating supply to perform a double spend attack, which means you need to own something like 80 million Ethereum worth only $272 billion to attack it. And at that point, if you're somebody who owns $272 billion worth of anything, you probably have better things to do with your time, and you would probably not attack the network and devalue your own resources. The second thing that's cool is that if you try to be sneaky and attack the network by using dishonest validators, you will be punished and you will lose your staked Ethereum. And that's what makes it so expensive and not worth attacking proof of stake Ethereum. So those are the technicals. Now let's talk about the benefits and why this is so cool. The first benefit of this upgrade is that Ethereum will produce 99% less carbon and greenhouse gas emissions because you won't need to run wasteful mining machines 24/7. To be fair, it's not going to be 100% probably ever because you still need a relatively modern computer to run a node 24/7, and that still uses up electricity, but it's still a lot cheaper and more efficient, which is how you can save a whole bunch of money on your energy by switching to Geico. Not sponsored. The second benefit of this upgrade is that it will increase decentralization. This is because with proof of work, once again, you need expensive, complicated mining hardware, and you also need access to cheap electricity, which is not available for everyone. And third, you need the knowledge and the technical know-how of setting this up. And in all my years of crypto, I've always wanted to become a miner, but my perception of mining has been that it's expensive and too complicated for me to figure out, so I never got into it. But with proof of stake, all it takes is for someone to download a node, stake your money, and run your computer 24/7, and it doesn't require that much expertise, which means anyone can do it, and that's how it increases decentralization. The third benefit of this upgrade is that it will make Ethereum a lot safer. In fact, Vitalik Buterin actually calculated this mathematically, and it's super interesting because he compared how much it would cost to attack a network for every $1 per day in block rewards, because ideally, you want the cost to attack a network to be more than $1, because if it's less than $1 to make $1, then it becomes profitable to attack and people are incentivized for the wrong reasons. For example, if I know that I could spend a quarter to make $1, I'm gonna spend this quarter to make $1. But if I know that I have to spend $100 to make this same dollar, then I'm not gonna do it. Vitalik Buterin's blog goes way more in depth about this, but long story short, he calculated that in order to attack a proof of work network costs something like $486.75, and at that point, just to make $1, it makes more sense to be an honest actor in the system rather than attack it. But when it comes to proof of stake, it's even more expensive to attack because your coins don't degrade or lose value over time like ASIC machines do. So he calculated that it costs $2,189 just to make $1 attacking this new proof of stake upgrade. That's why it makes it that much more secure. But arguably the biggest benefit to this entire upgrade is going to be what's going to happen to Ethereum's price, and this is where it gets really juicy. Enter the triple halvening, which is a play on Bitcoin's halvening, which is where every 4 years the block reward gets cut in half. And whenever you cut the block reward, you decrease what's called the issuance rate. The issuance rate is the rate at which we create new coins. And as of right now, we are creating roughly 13,000, sometimes 13,500 coins per day on Ethereum, which is about 5 million coins per year. That equates to about 4.1% of the annual supply. We can say 4.1% is the rate of inflation on Ethereum right now. And if you go to watchtheburn.com, you can actually see this happen in real time. It's super cool. In the last day, there were 13,470 Ethereum coins mined from the blocks, and 4,987 that were burned. So the net issuance, which is the difference between the two, was 8,482 coins. Now that's a net reduction of 37% of the daily supply. And if we zoom out and look at the all-time data, which starts when EIP 1559 was launched, we've actually burned 63% of the supply we've created. Here's what that means. Right now, we are still creating more Ethereum than we are burning. But come June or July of this year, when the merge happens, we will reduce the rate of Ethereum's creation by 90%. Just for context, that is the equivalent of 3 Bitcoin halvenings, which will take Bitcoin another 12 years to match the same net effect. Some estimates put the inflation rate from 4% to go down all the way to 0.3, 0.4% per year, which is just nuts. And during times of heavy activity on Ethereum, maybe there's a new exciting popular NFT project that gets launched, Ethereum will most likely be deflationary, which means we will burn or get rid of more Ethereum than we are creating, which also means that the price of Ethereum will definitely go up. But how much it'll go up is the golden question. The common theory is that Ethereum could go to $10,000 and triple in value. I don't know if that's true. I wish I could sit here and tell you that that's the case by June or July of this year, but the truth is, no one has any idea what's going to happen because it is impossible to tell exactly how much of the news has already been priced in, because people knew about this upgrade for a long time now. And my guess is the smartest and the biggest of wallets have already bought in. They're just waiting. And my guess is as we get closer to this upgrade, the price will continue to climb as more and more people find out about this upgrade. But the day of the upgrade, the short term after, I think the price will fall as the people sell the news because they've already bought the rumors. But in the long term, I think this is hugely bullish for Ethereum because Ethereum is constantly updating itself and evolving, and it's creating more and more demand for all these crazy cool applications like NFTs and decentralized autonomous organizations and so many cool things. And if we reduce the supply and increase the demand, the price will only go higher. That's why I've been buying in dollar cost averaging. Now, please watch the next part of this video very carefully because I want to show you what this upgrade will not do to Ethereum because some people are a little confused. Unfortunately, the first part of this merge is not going to make Ethereum cheaper to use. We're still going to be complaining about those insanely high gas fees because all that's happening to this upgrade is that the miners are being replaced with validators, which doesn't really do anything to the fee structure. It's no different than if your credit card debt was bought up by one company and sold to another. We still technically owe the debt. The real thing that sets the gas fees are not the miners, it's not going to be the validators, it's people like us, the supply and the demand. The supply of blocks with Bitcoin and Ethereum is always constant. It's the demand that changes. If there's more demand, people are going to be paying a higher fee to get their transactions included in the next block. And unfortunately, and fortunately, Ethereum is becoming more and more popular with time, which means those layer 1 gas fees are probably going to keep getting more expensive. The only real way to get Ethereum to become cheaper is to use layer 2 with something called rollups. This is where you bundle a bunch of transactions and roll them up into one where they get settled on layer 1. So for example, if this deck of cards right here represents a bunch of different transactions, all of them would get bundled up and settled on layer 1. And if this transaction costs $200 in gas fees, that's okay because that gas fee might be split up amongst 1,000 people or more, which makes it more reasonable to pay. Now, the second thing to remember is that Ethereum 2.0 is canceled. It is not going to happen. So if you're waiting for something called Ethereum 2.0, it will not happen. So please don't buy any tokens called Ethereum 2.0. As always, have a wonderful rest of your day. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm so sorry for putting you to sleep on this one. Hopefully the next one will be more fun. But in the meantime, don't forget to grab up to $250 worth of free Bitcoin with this BlockFi link right here. Go grab your free stocks, links down below, and they'll go track them automatically with a spreadsheet link down below in my Patreon. Love you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here on Monday and Friday, sometimes Wednesday. Bye-bye.